Hi Pisces, welcome to my channel, Advice to Think Twice. My name is Monica and I'm here with your weekly forecast for the week starting March 26th, 2018. And this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Or you can watch this if you're dealing with a Pisces. So let's have a look at what is going on for you in the week. And remember that these are general if I haven't said that. So just keep an open mind, okay? Take whatever applies to you. At the bottom of the deck as your overall energy, we do have the Nine of Swords, okay? So with the Nine of Swords, Capricorn had that, I think, at the bottom of the deck. So if you have Capricorn in your chart, this is particularly important. This is something that you're supposed to pay extra attention to. So the message of the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck is to try your best to get out of your own head during this time, okay? With the Nine of Swords, there may be a tendency for us to overthink things, a tendency to overreact potentially. This is anxiety, this is stress, this is not knowing, this is frustration with, feeling like our hands are tied. This is anxiety over something that we want to talk about or something that we are thinking of doing. This is fear of doing the wrong thing. But what we need to focus on is that the energy of the Nine of Swords says whatever it is that we're fearful of, actually, in reality, there's nothing for us to be afraid of, okay? So when in doubt, just have that conversation. When it's starting to get stressful, just do what you're thinking of doing, or just have that conversation, or kind of face your fear type of situation, because that way you'll find that there's nothing there to be afraid of. Okay, there may be an ending happening with this being a number 9, and so that may be a trigger for stress, for anxiety, for uncertainty of, okay, what now? All right, so just keep in mind it's not as bad as it is, as it is in our own head. It's not as bad as we think, and actually there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, there may also be issues with not sleeping enough or not resting properly that might trigger headaches, migraines, or just stress and feeling like you're on edge. So if that's the case, do whatever you can to relax and to get enough sleep. Career, finances, personal projects, education, we have the Knight of Rods. The Knight of Rods here is a card that talks about change. So maybe that's where the stress and the anxiety comes in, and the hesitation. This can talk about job change. This can talk about promotion. This can talk about leaving a job for another. This can talk about going to interviews during this time. So you're anxious in terms of, okay, I don't know if I'm doing a good job with these interviews or not. But this does talk about an offer coming your way that involves changing how you work, changing where you work, changing what you do, or changing the company you're working for. With the Nine of Swords, there's some hesitation, but the reason why we're hesitating is not what we think, okay, if that makes sense. So we're not seeing things clearly. So there may be a situation where something is offered to us, but we feel like, but why did I get it? I think the other person should have gotten it. And so you're starting to feel bad over something that was offered to you. But the message is, if they offered it to you, then you're the person deserving it. Okay, you are the best candidate, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so because there's an element of feeling unsure, or feeling like you can't take something that's offered to you. Okay, but actually, yes, you can. So just take it for what it's worth and keep that in mind. Okay. Could also be that you have to wait a little while longer for a promotion, or for your job to change, or for something to be made official, okay? And maybe that's where you're stressing of, well, what if something goes wrong? It's going to happen, so try not to stress over it, okay? When it comes to home and family, we have the Moon. So with the Moon and the Nine of Swords, again, there may be an issue with sleeping, not sleeping properly, not resting properly, having dreams that are way too intense, and so you're tired by the time you wake up. And so that is what may cause some stress and some anxiety. This is also about doubts, or feeling insecure when it comes to your living situation, or when it comes to members of your family. It's a situation where you're not there, so you don't know what's going on, so you're starting to overthink things, okay? So maybe you're worried about someone in your family and you can't physically be there with them, and so that's where the stress is coming in. But the moon is, again, it's illusion, delusion. It's where we're not really seeing the truth of things just quite yet, and so that sparks our fears, okay? And that's the same with the Nine of Swords. So whatever you can't control, try not to worry about it. Pray for it, or pray for the person. Do what you can, but if at the end of the day the only thing you can do is pray, then just pray for them, okay? Do what you can and try not to stress over what is not within your control, okay, is the message here, whatever the situation is. For your emotional life and love life, we have the Hermit. So with the Hermit, this is Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, okay, energy. So maybe you're worried about Virgo. Maybe this person is your partner, your spouse, or someone in your immediate family, okay? And so you're worried about this person. Again, if that's the situation, either talk to them or address whatever the issue is, or try to help them in whatever way you can. But try not to, again, stress over the things that you can't control. Try not to stress over the decisions that other people are making for themselves. We can't live someone else's life for them. We can't help them unless they want us to, okay? And we cannot force them to want to help themselves, okay? For whatever that's worth and whichever way that applies. For others of you, I feel like this is you wondering if you're ever going to meet someone, and this is you starting to worry and feel anxious when it comes to your whole love life, because maybe you've been on your own for a while, or maybe you've been searching for someone for a while. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to come back, or waiting for someone to come into your life, whatever the case may be. And so that's what you're anxious about. But the message is with, you know, the Hermit here, focus on what you can do, focus on what you can see, take it one step at a time, one day at a time. Believe that there's a higher order behind everything. Believe that everything happens for a reason. If need be, you can ask for help. You can ask, you know, a matchmaker to help you. You can ask a friend to help you. You can ask a family member to help you, you know, introduce you to someone, or give you ideas for you to try when it comes to how to meet someone, that sort of thing. This is also where someone's asking to be closer to us, and we are struggling with relinquishing control, or we're struggling with lowering our guard. And the message is, be mindful of that, because if we keep someone at a distance all the time, eventually they're going to walk away, okay? So try to keep that in mind as well. Whatever you're worried about when it comes to a relationship, either just have the conversation, just be honest and have that conversation, or address the issue, whether that means going to counseling, or in whichever way it applies, getting help. The message is, don't think about it over and over again. You're only going to make it worse, and it's actually not as bad as you think, okay? So keep that in mind. With the Moon, the Nine of Swords, with the Hermit, I don't know what's going on with the astrology side of things, but there may just be a very intense energetic time, and that puts us a little bit on edge, because I'm a Pisces sun too. That puts us a little bit on edge, and maybe we're seeing things when there's nothing happening. And the way to keep ourselves grounded, okay, is to talk about what we're thinking to someone we trust, so that person can tell us, no, actually it's not like that. I think you misunderstood, or I think, you know, that's not okay, or that's not how it's happening. I think it's something different. Or for them to tell you that yeah, that's actually, you know, not okay. Maybe you should just have that conversation, or talk to them, or tell them how you feel, whatever the case may be, okay? But talk about it, don't think about it, because the more we think about it, we turn it into something big, and we turn it into something ugly, and we turn it into something that's so far off from reality, okay? For overall health and well-being, we have the Ace of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords, I think another sign had this, I can't remember, Capricorn, I think it was, yeah. Similar situation where they had the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and then they had another Swords card in health and well-being. So I feel that there's anxiety over a procedure, anxiety over test results, anxiety over checking something out. It's almost like I want to ask what this is, but I'm afraid of the result. I'm afraid of the answer. It's not something that you should be worried about, or it's not something that's as bad as you think it is, okay? Whatever's going on, you need to get to the bottom of things, and you need to get to the truth of the situation, okay? Worrying about it is actually going to make it worse, okay? It's one of them things where we may be dealing with self-fulfilling prophecies. So if we're not sick, we're stressing about the fact that we think we are, that we actually make ourselves sick, okay? So keep that in mind. Remember that we're always manifesting. Try to manifest what you want to see happen, not what you're afraid of, because you're going to manifest what you're afraid of, okay, if you're not careful. But this is definitely talking about new beginnings when it comes to health and well-being. Maybe that's what you're anxious about, because you have to cut things out, or something needs to be cut out, or something needs to be fixed, or something needs to be adjusted, or something needs to be operated on, or whatever the case may be. It involves cutting things out, cutting something out, and maybe that's what you're anxious about. However, it's actually the right thing to do. So just trust your doctors, do what they're asking you to do. You'll see that it's actually going to work for you, okay? And your overall guidance, we have world energy. The earth is going through a transition of energy, and your sensitive body is feeling it. You're not alone, except the help of others. So again, there's something going on an energetic level where we're just on edge because of energetic shifts, or because of what's going on in astrology, or whatever the case may be, okay? There's more going on than meets the eye when it comes to the energy of Pisces during this time. This is also the energy of completions. So we may feel like the energy is shifting before anything else is really transpiring, but we feel like things are changing, and so we feel a little bit anxious of, okay, well, what's going on, and where are things going, and where am I going to be left with, and so on and so forth. Again, the message is rely on others, rely on the ones you trust in your life. They're going to get you through it. They're going to keep you grounded. They're going to keep you, here and now, present in the real moment, in reality, okay? And it's going to make things a lot easier, okay? A lot less stressful, okay? Accept the help of others is the message here. Don't try to do everything yourself, and definitely stay out of your own head. If you have to wait for something, keep yourself busy, keep yourself doing something constructive, keep yourself doing something positive, okay? Don't just sit and worry about things in your head, okay? If there's nothing you can do about a situation, to move on from it. I know it's easier said than done. However, stressing about something that you can't control, that you can't influence in any way, is not going to help anyone. It will make you sick, however, okay? So just keep that in mind, all right? But that is your reading for the week. I hope that it helps, okay? Definitely looking at shifts in energy, definitely looking at completions and new beginnings, okay? Definitely looking at change that may create confusion and give us a feeling of, okay, I don't know what's going on. But try to stay grounded, take it one day at a time, one step at a time, focus on what you can do. Trust the people in your life to help you, to get you through whatever's going on, and it actually is going to turn out to be a really good week, okay? So I hope the readings help. Watch your moon and rising sign readings as well. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.